another video on Maanav Sports Talk. So we're going to be doing my Week 12 predictions for this Thanksgiving weekend and on Thursday's Thanksgiving Day games. Now, the news just came in that the Thursday nights or Thanksgiving night's game between the Ravens and Steelers has been postponed to Sunday afternoon. The league just announced this today. So it's going to be somewhere around that Sunday afternoon slot, possibly, maybe even moves to Sunday night. We'll have to see, but I'm going to be previewing that game anyway. It's just on Sunday to be announced. But anyway, that's going to be a great game. So on Thanksgiving, we're going to have only 2 games. It's going to be a doubleheader only. Got the Texans taking on the Lions. That actually should be a fun game to watch. So if you're wondering what to watch on Thanksgiving, that might be a good game to check out. It should be high scoring. Should be fun to see Deshaun Watson and Matt Stafford. The teams may not be the best, but it should be fun. And then got the Cowboys and the Washington football team going head to head at the 3:25 window. So you guys can check that game out too. That might be a bit low scoring. It's for the NFC East, or the pretty least division. It's just not something you'd really find entertaining, but it's a rivalry with the Cowboys. So yeah. But anyway, let's jump right into the first game. I'm going to be previewing the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in one of the NFL's most fearsome rivalries. At Pittsburgh, the Steelers 10-0 taking on the Ravens 6-4. Should be a really, really fun game, smash mouth game. So let's go ahead and talk about my record for picks. I think I did really good this week. I went 10-4 in week 11. I think that's really good.
Wow.
And my predictions record so far is 84 correct, 32 wrong, and 1 tie. I think my record is really good because I did not pick a couple of weeks in between, like weeks 4, 5, and 6 or something. So it's not enough games that I've predicted. But overall, you can see that I've done pretty well. Now, unfortunately, that news just came out, which I told you about. I was looking forward to it on Thanksgiving night, watching it, on NBC. It was going to be great on prime time, but it's probably going to be on the afternoon time. Just heads up. But anyway, let's get right into it. It's going to be an epic game. I think it's going to be a little bit low scoring. Both teams are going to try to run the ball up each other's throats because that's what they do all the time. Let's get right into the matchup. I'm looking at the Ravens defense. I think they're going to be an important part here because, they're a really good defense. The pass rush needs to get to Big Ben. Yannick Ngakoue, Calais Campbell, they need to get to Big Ben and try and force him to make some mistakes here and there. But, the Ravens have a pretty good pass defense. Let's see if they can limit the plethora of Steelers wide receivers. That is going to be very important in this game. For the Ravens, they'll be looking to run the ball against a very, very tough Steelers defense. Can Lamar Jackson, make something happen with his legs? That's going to be a big factor in determining whether the Ravens can control the clock and control the game itself. But, the Steelers defense, they're one of the best. They're able to really get some turnovers on Lamar Jackson the last time. So, I think the Steelers defense will once again get ahead. The Steelers will take the lead. The Ravens aren't a team to come back. I think the Steelers defense will get an interception, maybe a couple of fumbles here. Offensively, I don't think the Steelers are going to be doing that good. I think the Ravens defense comes out to play. They're able to get to Big Ben, and stop some of the receivers like Juju Smith-Schuster. I think it's going to be a very, very close game. But once again, the Steelers have the edge. Lamar Jackson will have to try and pass on this Steelers defense when he's down. I don't think he can do it, especially against this defense that I think is the best in the league. So let's take a look at my score prediction. So I got the Ravens-Steelers, probably the best rivalry in football. Ravens 17, Steelers 20, low-scoring game. I think the Steelers edge it here with their defense stepping up. I've been waiting for the beginning of the season. I just cannot wait for this game. I've been talking about this game in my scheduled preview that I did months ago. This game was the head of it. I'm so excited for this game. The Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. What else would you want? I mean, this is just going to be an amazing game to watch. I can't wait to see if Mahomes can once again beat Brady it's going to be great. It's going to be a great game. I expect to see a lot of points in this game. The Patriots coming off another terrible primetime loss where Tom Brady did not play well once again. And, Kansas City, they continue to keep winning. They got a huge win over the Raiders in a divisional rivalry. And, Mahomes, Patrick is going to have to, I think he's going to light up that weak Buccaneers secondary. The Buccaneers pass defense is one of the worst. And look for Patrick to, light him up and get a lot of points on that board. Now, and for the other side, Tom Brady really needs to get his act together. I know he's trying to get used to his new team, but come on, man, it's been 11 weeks. If you're the GOAT, you should have done it already, honestly. But I do think Tom will have a good game. It's not like the Chiefs' defense is so good or something. The Chiefs' defense is not really too good. I do think Brady will have a good game because the Chiefs' defense, like I said, is not good. Look for Mike Evans to have a big game. Antonio Brown, all those guys who have been really good for the Buccaneers this year. They have a really great wide receiving core. I think all of them will play well. Maybe Ronald Jones might have a big game. Maybe a good game to help balance the offense for the Buccaneers. It's going to be an offensive game, but can he keep up with Mahomes? That is really what I'm looking to see. And I just don't know if he can do that. Because Patrick and that offense is just on fire. And the Chiefs are not going to run the ball. They know the Buccaneers defense is very good. So at stopping the run. So they're not going to really run the ball with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They're going to just pass it with Mahomes. Maybe have close to 400 yards passing, maybe like 4 touchdowns, somewhere around there. And Brady might have, an interception because he does throw a lot of deep balls in the Bruce Arians' offense. So look for that to play a part. And then, I think it's going to be a fun game back and forth. Gronkowski, he's always had great games against the Chiefs. I think he'll have another pretty good game. But again, I think Mahomes is just, unstoppable. And especially against this Buccaneers defense, you just think that he can do it. And the Chiefs defense generally comes up clutch. So I think they might do that. This is going to be the best game of the week, if not the year, I think. It's going to be really high scoring. It's going to be really good. And Tom Brady versus Mahomes. Chiefs 34, Buccaneers 30. Pretty high scoring game, very close. The Chiefs defense comes up clutch, and Mahomes can't stop. Just keep scoring. Last game I'm going to be talking about in detail because, I think these are the top 3 games of the week. I don't think any of the really other games have any impactful meaning or just aren't good matchups. I'm going to be talking about the Titans versus Colts, as you can see on the screen right here. It's going to be, another AFC South key game. It's going to really decide the division, honestly, because the Colts won the first game. Now, can the Titans come back and even up the series this year is going to be very important to determining whether or not they can win the division. To me, I still think the Titans will win the division. I think the Titans, offensively are much better. Defensively, the Colts are much better, but I think I just trust the Titans more at this stage. You're looking at these winter months as Derrick Henry months, King Henry, you put the crown on him now because this is where he dominates, where he takes off and puts the Titans on his back. And they're almost unbeatable when he does that because they take so much time off the clock with these long drives. And then Ryan Tannehill off play action is just lethal. So I really think the Titans will get on a roll here. That game against the Ravens will really, jumpstart the team. And I think the Colts game is going to be very important. And if they are as good as I think they are, they will win this game. And Ryan Tannehill may not need to do too much. Derrick Henry will have to take over. But most importantly, the Titans' defense is going to have to step up. I think they do. Last time Phillip Rivers played against them, no turnovers. I think they might force maybe a couple this time, actually. And I think the Colts' running game will be good, but I think the Titans' defense will be able to stop Phillip Rivers. And A.J. Brown will have a much better game than he did last time. It's going to be a close game, but I think the Titans show up late they wear down teams like we saw against the Ravens. They'll wear down the Colts defense as well, and I think that's what you'll see now. So I think it's gonna be a good game Sunday at 12. Be sure to tune in if you can. Should be a great game. We know these teams really want their division, and I think the Titans might have the edge here. Colts 23, Titans 28. I know I'm predicting the Titans again to win. This time I do think they'll win. The Colts, I do think very highly of the Colts. I'm not saying they're a bad team. I think they're very good defense. An offense that, when it's on its game, very good. But I think the Titans get a huge win here. It's time for Derrick Henry in this late months, riding into the playoff time. I think it's the Titans, who have really come back into form now. So you can go ahead and pause your screen here to look at these other game predictions. I have all of them listed here, and go ahead and pause your screen if you want to take a closer look. So that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it and made it this far, please go down, hit the like button to support my channel. I really appreciate it. And please go down and hit the subscribe button and enable notifications as always, so you can tune into any of my videos once they are uploaded. And this is your one channel for all NFL content, NFL predictions, NFL power rankings, commentary, and reactions, and deep analysis. So please subscribe to get all your NFL updates right here on this channel. So once again, hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next video for my NFL power rankings. And yes, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.